Oh boy. So, the beginning of this year, I promised myself that I would be making YouTube content. And so far, I've kept that promise. But I have not yet made a single long form video until today. But of course, it's already November. But better late than never. Now, if you don't know me, that's fair. Let me introduce myself. My name is Adam Vox. I'm a voice actor, amateur voice actor, also a storyteller. And the whole point of this YouTube channel is to talk about stories. And of course, just for me to have fun and do voice acting, because it's kind of like what I like to do as a hobby. Now, today I'm going to talk about, as you probably can tell by the title, the game Dispatch. I recently beat this game yesterday, actually, and I think the game is just incredible. But I'm actually going to do two things. First, I'm going to talk about the game itself as a miniature review, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into some voice acting for the game, because as you probably watched by my shorts, that's kind of my thing. So let's start with the review. All right, so first let's talk about what Dispatch is. Dispatch is a narrative-driven video game. You guys pretty much know this as Telltale Games, whether it's Tales from the Borderlands or something similar to that. Tales from the Walking Dead is another one that's very popular in that kind of genre. Now, that's what the game is as a whole. Obviously, it's very mature-based. There's blood, there's lots of cussing, there's some nudity, so just be mindful of that. Now, let's talk about the game itself. The pros. One, I think the story is incredible. I love pretty much everything about it. I love the characters. I love the voice acting for the characters. And even though it's kind of a short game, it has a lot of replayability. Now, that already kind of segues into the negative, which is kind of my only con. Well, there's two. The first is that, again, the game is about 8 hours, give or take, on a single playthrough. And if you're the kind of person that is just going to play one time and then watch all the other outcomes on YouTube, then I got to say I probably wouldn't recommend this game to you. But if you're like me and like other people who like to play and experience every bit of the game that you can, then I actually would recommend this game for you. I think it is a little bit expensive, about $30 for the game, but based on the fact that you can play this 2, 3, maybe even 4 times, it's kind of worth it, in my personal opinion. The only other negative I think about the game is that you can't skip any of the scenes. And now for me, I personally don't care because I love watching it anyways. And so I like to experience what I've already experienced. And maybe you miss some things here or there. There's always little Easter eggs and what have you, but I get it. Some people want to immediately get to the part where they can make a decision so they can see what outcome changes based on their decision. So that's probably the only other negative that I've got. But enough about that. Let's go ahead and get into the voice acting. So today I'm going to voice act the character Shroud. Now, let's talk a little bit about Shroud. Shroud's voice actor is Matt Mercer. Kind of a guy who needs no introduction in the voice acting community. He's incredibly well known, probably one of the most popular voice actors in the US. Personally, I think as a voice actor, he's phenomenal. Now, I am not Matt Mercer, but I do have a bit of a deep voice. And so I think because of my deeper voice, I think I have a shot at being able to mimic Shroud, at least certain parts of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do kind of my favorite parts in the game of Shroud. Now, one, spoilers, because you're going to be seeing the game as it unfolds, as I voice act it. So if you haven't beaten Dispatch or you've beaten it, and it might have different endings, just a heads up, so be aware of that. Second, obviously there's going to be cursing in this, so if you're someone who doesn't like profanity, maybe you should probably just skip this video entirely. And I always forget the third one. Oh, of course. The third one is that I'm going to be altering my voice. So as you know, or maybe you don't know, but Shroud obviously wears a mask and it alters the way that he speaks. So I'm going to be altering my voice to have that kind of robotic feel, just to kind of feel more immersive and more in line with Shroud's characters. So let's go ahead and get into it and see how I do. Respect her. Blazer. Real fucking superhero. I know we're in a villain bar, but have some class, If you're gonna blow some fuckers' brains out, non-slip mats are a must.
Yeah, she works for us too. She gets 2 paychecks for the same job. Look at her. Oh, she's embarrassed. So, all of that to say that there isn't a thing you can do that I haven't modeled out. And once I have the pulse, I won't need to predict. I'll just know. So don't fuck around, Robert. Not right now.
This scene I found particularly funny.
The blonde blazer. I've fired the bartender, but I could still get you something to drink.
No, thank you.
Your invisible girlfriend stole my astral pulse to give it to you. Where the fuck is it?
God, that line is so good.
I can see I'm outnumbered. That eventually I would fall. But by my read, I'm taking a lot of you with me. So all of you can leave now. Or half of you can die here.
Now that's a fucking superhero. Chills. Top notch. You made them nervous. Okay, we're out of here. Now's not our time, Blazer. But it's coming sooner than you think. Oh, and by my calculations, it was closer to 32%. But half sounds better.
Alright, time for the final recording. I think this is probably the best part of Shroud. It's just an incredible reveal. Here we go.
Your dad. Chase. Your little team of turncoats. You think you can beat the bad by being good. But there's no soul in human nature. You can't stop evil. All you can do is control it.
So that's gonna be it. That was me voicing Shroud. What you guys think? Did I do okay? Am I bad? Am I good? Be completely honest, because your feedback is incredibly important to me, and the whole point is that I'm trying to get better at this, right? But anyways, that's gonna be it for the video. My very first long form video. I don't expect it to be absolutely amazing, because again, it's my first one. So I'm gonna kind of leave it at that, but love to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you later.